again and welcome. As promised, today's video is going to be a turning video and in response to a few questions I've had over the last few months regarding the process I use for turning wet wood. There are many processes, this is just one and this is what I'll show you. I've got here a big lump of beech that should yield a nice sort of 10-inch-ish bowl, and there's some, I cut this yesterday with the chainsaw and it's already got some checking in it. I checked it with a moisture meter. It's over 24% because that's off the scale, if you like, so it's wet wood. It's got a branch nodule there, and I don't know what we're going to find in it, but the first thing I'll do is take it to the bandsaw, put on the circle cutting jig and get a bowl blank, and then we'll mount it on the lathe, and I think I'll use either the screw chuck or a faceplate, I'm not sure yet, and then turn it and store it away and see how long it takes to dry out to finish turn. So that's today's project. I'd like to, excuse me, I'd also like to give a shout out to a guy called Nick Zammit of NZ Woodturning. Nick's had a channel up for a little while now and he's got some really great project videos on there. So go across and subscribe and watch his videos, and I'll put a link down in the description below, and go and support him. That's Nick Zammit of NZ Woodturning. Without further ado, let's pop over to the lathe and over the bandsaw first, that'll be a good idea, and we'll cut out the bowl blank and turn this piece of wet beech. Okay, so what I've done, I've found what in my opinion will be the best place to cut this bowl blank from, leaving out as much of this as I can. So I'm now going to just drill an 8mm hole in the centre. And that's to place it on the retaining peg here. So I've now altered this. I'll leave that until I can actually decide if it's exactly where I want it. This is always the most difficult part, is placing it in the hole. Pretty lucky. Now I've got it set at around 10 inches, 5-inch radius, so I'll leave it on there, and I've altered the stop at the back of the jig, as I explained in my video on the circle cutting jig, because I've now got a larger blade in. I've got a 3/4 inch blade in. Okay, so let's go. I've decided to go with the faceplate. This is a 4-inch faceplate. So I've got the hole which I drilled for the circle cutting jig, and this little gizmo here fits in the middle of the faceplate, so I can centre it and then just drive the screws home. Okay, so that is now ready to mount onto the lathe. So for those of you that might be interested, I've changed the belt, as I do with sort of heavier pieces like this, to the lower setting, which gives me much more torque, and I've tested out what speed I can run at before it starts to vibrate, and it's just under 500 revs, which is fine to start with, because obviously it's well out of balance. So I'll be using a 5/8 bowl gouge, and we'll just see what appears. Okay, that'll do now for the outside. I'll take the faceplate off, spin him round, put the chuck on, and we'll hog out the middle. Okay, so it's flipped round now in the medium gripper jaws. As I say, leave the tenon about 10-15% bigger than you would normally do, so to allow for truing up when you finish turning it. And as well, when you're turning wet wood like this, always make sure you check the pressure on your jaws, because with the compression from the jaws it squeezes the tenon, and if the wood is wet it's going to contract. So always tighten up every couple of minutes, just check it's nice and tight. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. It's just over 1 inch wall thickness, and what I'm going to do is just make a little mark in the middle there with the skew, so I know where the centre is, so I can line it all up nicely. The other thing is that it's going to need some CA glue, and I will do that off camera obviously, and then I'll come back when I'm about to put it away and see what happens with it. Okay, so what I've done now, I've put quite a bit of CA, and in the larger cracks here I've put in a mixture of dry sawdust, and that's as far as I'm going to go with it. So now I've weighed it, and it's on today's date, the 28th of August 2016, it's 2.467 kilos, or 2,467 grams. Now I've had good results by just packing in a brown paper bag or brown paper without any shavings. So that is what I'm going to do. With this one I've got quite a few bowl blanks. I've got quite a few bowl blanks which I have to wet turn. Some I'll put shavings in, some I'll do this way, because I do get sort of mixed success, so I like to sort of vary my options. Well, I hope you found this of some interest. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers now.